Your boy is taking the wheel tonight. Just my damn opinion. It's your boy Cool Cal starting to show off. Shawty let me get in the driver's seat tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it, man. I'm gonna drive the wheel tonight, and we're gonna get a lot more of his opinion tonight. He normally come on the show, he does a fantastic job. He narrates it, comes up with the questions, the topics, and so we're gonna give him a break. We're gonna let him talk a little bit more tonight. Let him dig a little bit deeper. But before we get into that, man, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my first partner in, the real AP from Atlanta streets, UGA Atlanta legend. Hot, what
Hey,
up, boy?
what's going on, Cool Keys there?
What it do? What it do? I'm driving tonight
Hey,
and I'm sipping.
that's what
I'm
we
drinking
doing.
and
That's what we
driving.
doing. I'm still, hey, I got
Yeah,
a shot with you too, baby. I'm in the building.
that is. That
Yes, sir.
is, man.
Happy
So,
birthday again to my boy JV, man. We're still drinking for
yes,
you.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it like the ladies, man. We're gonna do it for about a week or two, man. Happy birthday
Yeah,
to
we
my
do it
partner
all week.
JV
Do
out
it
there.
all week. We do it
For
all week.
sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. And then obviously, man, we know how we got this thing put together, the orchestrator of all of this, man. We got Shawty Parker in the building, man.
Hey,
Gentlemen, what's happening? What's happening?
We
what's
do
going
what
on,
it
brother?
do.
Brother.
So yeah, man. I like the way this is going. It's cool, but I didn't know y'all gonna put that pressure on me and just make me answer all these questions. But you got the wheel.
That's why I took the wheel, man, so I could just throw it out there, kick back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let y'all take it, man. But anyway, man, like we said, we probably, I guess, maybe midway, probably a little bit more than midway, just a tad bit through the college football season. And so, just to kind of give the fans a little preview tonight, man, we're gonna kind of get into the midway what we've been seeing as far as like who been the best players out there, who been the best coaches out there, because most of this college football season, it's been a lot of firings, it's been a lot of big jobs coming open, and so we're gonna get into that a little bit as well, man. But we're gonna go ahead and start this off, man, with this is gonna be our college football report card starting out. And I'm gonna let Shawty, the orchestrator of the show, the producer, the guy that does everything, man, to put this together. Reason
The
why we're here,
magic.
man. I'm gonna let him start off, man. Just kind of give me a little brief description of what the first half of college football. What's it look like to you, man? How do you kind of see it shaping out in the end?
Well, overall, man, I'll be honest with you. This season has been very, very surprising. I think this has been a year of where you see the top brands are no longer the top brands. And I think that's a direct effect of, the new NIL, just the way football has changed and the transfer portal in NIL has changed this season. I mean, you're talking about teams like Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt, BYU, all in the top 12. I'm like, when have you ever seen that? You know what I'm saying? So I think this is definitely a season where brands no longer matter in a sense, in totality. They still do because you still got your usual suspects like Ohio State, Georgia,
Right.
Oregon, the big boys up front, you know what I'm saying? But you got some new names and it's just so much more parity. So just overall, this season has been great, man. It has reflected in some of my parlays. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you've
you
been
know,
kind of hitting on them, you know what I'm saying, pretty
Mhm.
frequently, doing some nice
yeah,
things out
yeah,
there.
yeah. So
Yeah,
just
yeah, he doing
yeah, and
big things.
I've been doing that honestly, I've been saying it tongue in cheek, but just not being so conventional. And what I mean by that, just kind of going against the grain a little bit, because again, like some of the top brands are just not branded. Yesterday's prices are not today's prices.
Mm,
Church,
I like
church.
that. I like that.
Woo!
I like
Bill
that. Good
rate down
summary,
for that one,
man.
baby.
Yes, sir. So let me ask you, Pop, man. With the football season, do you feel like the way that this season has gone, do you feel like we're going to start to see more seasons like this? Do you ever think we're going to get really dominating teams again, like some of the Georgia and some of the Alabama teams that we've had in the past, or do you think it's going to be a little bit more parity, as I would say today?
Well, I think right now, we should within the next 3, 4 years see other teams that always, sometimes they may say you're the first one out, you're the second team out. Gonna see some guys like Texas A&M and like you say, Vandy. That was the little brother of the SEC that's stepping up. You're gonna see teams like BYU continue to get better. Indiana, I mean, that's one of the most surprising teams to me of the year, and also Georgia Tech, because who would ever think they were nowhere in sight when the board was sitting down at the beginning of the season and when they put everything together. They had Illinois as one of the first teams out.
Indiana was a playoff team last year.
No, Indiana. No, what I'm saying is they had Indiana as one of the first teams out this year.
Okay.
And then they didn't even look Georgia Tech way. They okay, it's Georgia Tech. Let's see what they do. All right, they won week one. Now they're what, 8-0, 7-0. So I mean, it's a lot of more teams, and BYU 8-0. Like I say, I've been riding with them all year. You know,
for sure.
Like I say, I hope that we're going to see more programs continue to get better to make the college season better, so it won't be so obvious to the bookies or obvious to us at home. Like, oh well, they just playing blah blah blah. They gonna drag them by 60. Then you look up, they either beat them by 2 or a field goal, and they're like, oh, they played them. Like, oh man, they messed around here and beat them. So you know, hopefully, and along with recruiting and the NIL still bumping, and programs getting more money and more sponsorships and everything. So you should see a lot of kids, a lot of good talent, you know, going around, passing around.
It's going to definitely shift a lot, and I think that plays a big part in it. You know, we're just not going to see teams that can stack the type of depth that we used to have, where you had, you know, 4 or 5-star kids that were going to sit in your program for 3 or 4 years, you know, and then get that opportunity. You know, now guys, you know, guys want to leave in October, you know what I'm saying, if they're not playing. You know, so we're seeing it all across the board. And I think that the way that rosters are built now are going to be a little bit different, because you not only have high school kids coming in, but you got the portal to obviously kind of pick and choose, you know, what type of players you want to bring in as well.
To that point, Cal, I don't disagree with you. I agree with you, but just to be a little bit more, how can I say, just to dive a little bit more into the minutiae of things, I do think you will have those teams that will be able to stack depth, but as opposed to it normally being maybe say 6 or 7 teams or even 10 teams, it may only be 3 or 4.
Okay. And I think that's fair. And you know, this is another team we actually haven't talked about them a lot this year. And you know what, I'm gonna say this team. I'm gonna say this team for later when we talk. So I kind of want to go ahead and start off, and I'm gonna start off with you, Pot. And I want to know who's been the best coach in college football this year.
So far, right now.
Right now,
man.
Coach of the year right now.
Ryan Day. Ryan Day, Ohio State. I mean, across the board, all 3 phases, you got at least 8 guys that's going to be playing on Sunday. This may be coming out this year, and Lord knows what's coming back next year. So right now, as of today, if I had to vote for a coach, like you said, it'd be Ryan Day, because they complete. Ohio State is one of the most complete teams in the nation right now today. I don't really see them losing. This year, because you never know who's going to turn it on defense that Saturday. You know what's going on offense. You know you got to deal with Jermaine over here. So it's like it's no secret with Ohio State. They're coming through. They're going to bust your head. And those guys have already know. You know, they train rolling, so they on the right track this year. So yeah, I'm going for Ryan Day right now.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I mean, that's a great pick in my opinion. They undefeated. I think we all knew that they would be a really good team this year. I don't think a lot of us felt like they were probably going to be this good with all the guys that they lost from last year. So I definitely think he's done a great job this year. So that's a good call on that. What about you, Charlotte? Who you got?
And to that point, I'm gonna go with Brent Key, man. I'm gonna go to the ACC and I'm gonna go with Brent Key. And just to that point, I'm gonna say that I think Ohio State was already a team that had a cupboard that was pretty full. They was already pretty stacked, but I think you still have to manage the talent, and that's what Ryan Day has done. But to your point, Kay, I just think we didn't expect really much anything less than what Ohio State is currently doing, especially with the schedule that they play. But what Brent Key has done, being able to come into a Georgia Tech program who is normally seen as an academic type of place that has less athletes, and being able to come in and to be able to compete and be undefeated in that conference, I think undoubtedly he has to be the coach of the year at this point, even moving forward. I mean, he's turned the program around in 2 years. I mean, once he got in, you saw instant change. Right. He has a Heisman caliber type quarterback right now, and King. Like, we're talking about Georgia Tech being ranked number 9 in the country right now. We're talking about 8-9 weeks into the schedule, not at the beginning of the year. We're talking about 8-9 weeks into the schedule. An undefeated Georgia Tech team with a Heisman Trophy caliber quarterback who, and this coach is the only generally probably supposed to get 2 and 3 stars with the occasional 4-star.
Man, that's a great call. That's a great call right there.
And I'm a Tech hater.
Good. Oh, I think we all on this show Tech hater.
That's a good call.
But that's a good call. That's a great call because the other guys I was obviously thinking about was and I think I had him at the halfway point last year was I always say his name wrong. Sataki out of BYU. I think he's doing a great job out there. Mike Elko, he's changed the culture at Texas A&M. Much tougher physical football team. Great.
It just the only reason I'm with you. I like Elko. I'm just when I look at it from the bare knuckle of things, like he has resources. He Texas, all money, SEC. You get what I'm saying? So
no doubt. I like the call with Brent Key. You know what I'm saying? Those are just some of the names that first came up when I thought about this. But the Brent Key, I think that's spot on. I think he is right now coach of the year at the midway point because he has changed the culture at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech has been.
I give him the most improved.
I mean, they've been a pretty much a doormat. I'll also say we got to throw Clark Lee's name in there. Anytime at this point in the year, Vanderbilt is 7-1, 6-1, whatever they are. He's definitely a candidate. In the this deep into the SEC season to still only have one loss, I think is another. Lane Kiffin's done a great job this year. So I think there's some really good guys.
I would have gave it to him if they were undefeated. To your point,
right. Yeah.
But tougher conference, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Brent Key, I'm gonna go with that. I think that's a solid pick, man. So I can't hate on that at all. But yeah, man, let's stick to the awards. Good choices, guys. Like right now, the midway point, we're gonna start with you, Shawty. Who you got as your Heisman guy? Who's leading the race for you?
Wow, as my Heisman guy, I'm kind of split. But just based off the definition of who and what the Heisman stands for, I'm gonna go with Pavia. I think he's the most important player to his team than anybody else. Right now, without him, Vanderbilt would be nothing. Matter of fact, you didn't really hear about Vanderbilt until Diego Pavia got there. That's what made them relevant starting from last year. And this year, he just had them playing at even more than an elite level, and they got more talent around him. I know right now he's 4th in the Heisman voting. But when I look at the list, me personally, I think he is the most valuable player to their team out of the top 4 current contestants.
Fire, man. That's fire right there. That's that heat. Again, that's not the first person that popped up, but what you just said makes all the sense in the world. He is important. I think if Pavia does go down, that heart and soul comes out of Vanderbilt.
Swag, everything, though.
Everything. Great call on that. So, Pop, what you got, man? Who's been the most impressive guy to you this year in college football?
I really got 2. But considering that I know he had a 4 interception game and Carson Beck, but I'm really leaning toward that a defensive player this year. I think that the board has been really, getting it right by putting eyes on defensive players and just instead of giving it to a quarterback or a running back all the time. Find out
Okay.
who's really most valuable to their team. But I like that boy Caleb Downs, man, Ohio State, a hybrid safety, corner, outside back, whatever you want to play me at.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay. Good
like that.
call. Good call. Definitely think he's the best defensive player in the country. He controls the game masterfully. The kid that's down here in Georgia, Georgia kid, you know what I'm saying? So
hmm
watched him a couple times in high school and just, saw that stardom right off from him. But yeah, that's a good call. I think that's a long shot that he's gonna win. Biggest reason is because he's not a stat guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't gonna have 7, 8 picks, and I think that those types of things matter when the guys start to look at the Heisman voting and all that, they're gonna be
hmm
like, oh, blah blah blah. But when you watch him play, you can be like, damn, he the best guy on the field. But I just don't think he's gonna have the
If he
stats.
get an invitation just to go downtown, that's a win for me.
For sure, for sure. I just think that's going to be a tall task. Just more so based upon he's just not going to have, I think, the type of stats that's going to warrant to get him to be a Heisman candidate. I think this year, to be honest with you, um, it's probably gonna be all quarterbacks. So
That's generally
just
the case.
yeah, I just
It's a
and
quarterback
more so
award.
sometimes we'll have some running backs or
Pretty
some
much, yeah.
receivers or
Quarterback,
something
running
like
back
that.
award.
I
It's
don't
generally
see
a
anybody
quarterback award, though.
They might as
for
well
sure.
just go ahead and just put it out there, just tell everybody that shit instead of just playing with people. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, and especially in the pro game, the MVP award is a quarterback award. They might as well just call that quarterback award because the guy, if he
But
don't have 3,000 yards, he ain't gonna damn get it.
come on,
and
man.
and that's really why I kind of preference it the way I did when I said what the MVP stands for. Because
Yeah,
generally, it's hard. I mean, generally the quarterbacks are considered the leaders of the team. Matter of fact, you have to be even if you don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? You have to
for
be
sure.
somewhat
Right.
of the leader of the team, and you get all the credit. You know what I'm saying? So you should get all the, what I'm saying, the bad shit too. So that's why it's generally a quarterback award when you're talking about MVP. You got to be like God tier better to be considered for the MVP over a quarterback if he is good.
Right. Right. Like you're gonna have to have a record breaking year. If it's not a record breaking year at any
Right.
other position, you ain't got a shot. You
Mm-hmm.
ain't got a
Yeah.
shot.
That's why Charles Woodson
So
set the standard when he got picked.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been some other guys. Again, I remember a few years back when Devontae Smith won. But goddamn, I mean, he had like what 130 yards plus like every game.
Yeah. You got to put up some
Yeah,
video game type number type shit to be the quarterback.
right. Yeah, just to beat the quarterback. So yeah, man, good call on both of those, man. So that kind of leads into the next awards. Who's been the best defensive player of the year or the best defensive player this year for you? And I think, Pot, I don't know if you want to keep the same answer or if you just want to throw somebody else out there, but I know you already said Caleb Downs.
Yeah, but hey, I can stay right there in the
It's a
stable because he
great
got a
call.
homeboy. He got a little homeboy, S- Sony Styles. Sony
Yeah,
Styles, he's out there lingering around, playing, bumping heads too. So hey, we can keep it right there in the stable with him.
that's a good
He's gonna
call.
probably
That's a
he's
good
gonna
call.
probably he's probably gonna win that Buckets Award.
Yeah.
hmm
Styles he's been a grown man this year. I agree with that. I,
hmm
I totally agree with that. Um he definitely probably been the best linebacker I've seen this year. They got another guy on the outside too. I can't think of his name. But he gets after the quarterback. Hey, I can't think his name. I think he got like 9 sacks or so on the season already. But they loaded up at Ohio State. Let me see if I can find him. But I like that Sonny Styles, man. Sonny, you know what I'm saying? When you put the film on, he's steady making plays all over the field. So who you got, Charlotte?
I mean, I like the Caleb Downs call. I mean, it's tough, man. It's been so much like ain't nobody just been no one has just been very, very consistent. It's like every other week it could be somebody. But a guy who I have enjoyed seeing play this year, I think he's finally found his position. Is my guy out of LSU, number 7, the linebacker slash star slash they play him everywhere. What's my guy, the linebacker out of LSU, number 7?
Oh,
Harold, is it Harold
Harold Perkins.
Perkins? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go with Harold Perkins right now. He's one of the guys who, me personally, who I've seen that has just played, very consistent, especially with what they're asking him to do. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Harold Perkins right now.
Okay. I like, yeah, Harold Perkins is definitely a good pick. Like I said, I honestly, besides, watching, I guess, Ohio State a few times this year, I can't say that I've just seen anybody that's just been overly dominant this year. Maybe there's somebody I know Oklahoma. They I've been bad with the names this year, but they have a DN D tackle there. I think he's 32 from
32.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah. He a grown man as well. Yeah, he definitely a grown man as well. So other than that, I'm trying to think around. Let's see. Um, I can't think of anybody. I guess it's just been
No one ain't just been just like
super
tearing.
dominant.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
tearing. You know what I'm saying? Club up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it could be
yeah,
somebody
There's some
different every week.
potentials out there, like shit. CJ Allen. He out there running around banging clubbing heads all the time. So I mean, it just all depends on how they playing that day though. It could a couple more little names that, is lingering around, but shit, for the most part, like you said, it ain't too many.
Uh, oh, I ain't throwing C.J. Allen in there. I
Put
can't,
CJ in there.
I'm just being honest with you, man. I love majority boys, my dogs. I ain't throwing C.J. Allen in there. Not
Yeah.
not this year.
I
He
ain't
on the
even want to go.
outskirts.
I ain't want to go there. I left it alone.
I just gotta tell the
Look,
truth, man.
I thought I was
C.J.
being
Allen
nice
make
because y'all ain't
tackles,
had
but
nobody else to throw out there.
I
But
mean, you just
that's
knew it. You knew
Shit,
his
if I would have
name.
lost, I was like, hell, CJ
but
Allen.
that's kind of the point. That's what I'm saying. No one had just been like overly dominant. It's like no big names. Even the big names that are out there are not playing very, very consistent week in and week out. So it's just like
Right,
it's no one to really cling on to.
Mhm.
right.
Almost the same thing with the Heisman. It's like you wanna give it to the guy at Indiana right now because they kind of came out the blue and he's been
Right.
playing consistent. But he could fall off in one loss and his you get what I'm saying? He's not a big name. Nobody knew
Yeah.
who he was.
Mm.
No nobody
That's
know
why
who
you really
and
haven't
you don't
heard
see
too
him
much
on
about it
TV.
like that because they really just sitting back watching the season. Normally,
Well,
this time you
Should
already
that
damn near
should
know
let
the
me ask
top
y'all?
three
That's
candidates.
a let me ask y'all this. That's a good point, Charlie. Let me let you hit on it first. So, do you think it should matter where you play? And does it matter where you play as far as I guess the perception in you winning the Heisman?
yeah, I mean, obviously it does. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm getting at, well, not necessarily winning the Heisman, but when you're talking about, just publicity and viewership, I think one of our buddies put in one of our chats about the viewership, how many millions of people view our games. Like people in the Southeast don't know who Mendoza is.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't get the viewership. Now, if he was at any SEC school, it'd
Yeah.
be crazy. It'd be like, okay, I know who the Heisman. If you ask, I know who the Heisman, front runner is. It's cool. You gotta like be in the know. You gotta watch football and know what's going on to know who Mendoza is because of where he plays. Now, if he was at Ohio State, same thing, and they don't get the viewership that SEC schools get. But you get what I'm saying? It's levels to everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, that's a good point. And I guess we kind of at the same point again. I think there's been really good performances, but we don't have again, like even like last year, Travis Hunter, unique two-way player. Again, stats, both sides of the ball. Ashton Genty ran for 2,600 and some yards. He could have won the Heisman in a lot of years. Definitely, he would have won this year having that kind of year. We don't have that kind of guy this year.
And,
I
and,
don't see a 200, 200 rushing yards a game week in and week out by any of the backs this year.
and Cal, just to the piggyback off my own point a little bit, same conference, Big 12, Colorado, Indiana, right? Same conference, right? Am I right? The same conference, right?
No, Indiana's actually in the Big 10.
Big 10, okay.
Yeah.
But my point,
but obviously but the cachet with the Colorado thing came a lot with the Dion, so that kind of feeds into your
but
point
that
too.
was my point. That what I was getting at.
Yeah.
It's like a player like Travis Hunter is just different. Like a player like him and what he had going on. Like wherever he goes, the market goes.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's basically what I was getting at. He's an anomaly. He's a little bit different.
Yeah. And he also has had, he was the number one recruit in high school. So he's come with a lot of fanfare to start with, irregardless of where he played. So yeah.
I'm saying the market follows him. No,
there you
the
go.
Market go where he goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's an exception. You said what now?
They gave him a little humble pie this year though, in his rookie season.
He got
his first touchdown last week.
Yeah, it's the NFL. It brings a lot of humble pie. It brings a lot of humble pie. So I think with a lot of cats, when you go from high school to college, you could be throwing folks around in high school, and you go to college, and like you say, you walk up in the room, and you got to block. Let's say Big Ferg or something. You ain't throwing him around.
That's their game. That
humbles
football.
You.
Yeah, that football, like sports itself, from little league, middle school, high school, on to college. If you get blessed to get to play at another level, some type of pro, it's always gonna be bigger, faster people than you, even if they may be your size. They may have you by the experience of the years. That's why you never see nobody get drafted out of high school to no damn NFL. It just ain't gonna be. You can go to the Major League Baseball. They was drafting NBA at one point. You can go in golf, tennis. You can leave right out of high school and go play those sports. But you is not finna leave out of high school talking about you finna go to the NFL. That's why you got to play at least, like 2 years before you can leave out? 2 or 3 years before you can leave out? 3?
Yeah, three.
You got to be a grown man. You got to be a grown man. You got to develop in certain areas. You got to get more muscle. You got to get more mental into the game. You got to get more physical into the game. You got to get into that weight room. You're not going to be no kid coming out here with these grown ass men. You're going to get your brain bust. Straight up. I ain't seen nobody yet who I think they could have came out of high school and went to the NFL right out of high school. No way.
That's good. That's a good question. It's one or two that I think could have.
I seen one person after their freshman year who looked like he was ready to go do his thing, and that was Jamal Lewis. But other than that, you ain't finna tell me you ready to go to no NFL right out of high school, bro. That just ain't finna happen.
It don't be that type of world. Adrian Peterson, probably.
I say Adrian Peterson.
Bo Jackson, but I mean,
but we'll never know because they still had it because of how the rules and stuff are. Like, no, you go to college, play.
Well, you ain't gonna
for sure.
You ain't gonna never know based on how the rules are. But
NBA, NBA, they was straight up like it wasn't but a few who came out of high school during our time. You had to be raw. You had to be him.
For sure. What was you gonna say, Charlotte?
I honestly don't forget at this point. I really don't. But I know MJ levels to everything. That's what I'm gonna get at. But I don't.
It's all good, man. We're gonna go on and keep it pushing, man. We're gonna keep it pushing. Sometimes we get a little off topic. The opinions just get a little wild in here. but it's all good, man. But real quick, man, let me talk about. I'm gonna start with you, Pot. Give me your surprise team of the year and the team that you most disappointed in this year in college football.
Mm. Well, I can tell you my surprise team of the year is Georgia Tech.
Okay. Okay.
Georgia Tech is my surprise
Okay.
team of the year, and
Okay.
I really haven't even really thought about a team that's disappointed me. So, me, but because I don't have like my boys doing good, my stock's doing good, so I can't really
Well,
just
not
say,
not necessarily disappointed you, but just a team that was thought to be good that's disappointing. I mean,
oh,
there's some
oh yeah, we can go
clear
back.
few ones.
Texas, Penn
Hmm.
State,
Yeah.
The comments
I
up,
do
y'all
those
can't do that.
programs. Clemson, I'm quite sure some people out here who read very, very hot about what's going on. Penn State, yeah,
For
so
sure. For
yeah.
sure. That's at the top of the list, definitely. Who you got, Charlie? Who been your most surprising team this year and the team that you think has been the biggest disappointment?
Mm. Well, I think I mentioned probably my surprising teams like Tech and Vanderbilt
Yeah.
probably going to be probably more the two more surprising teams. Disappointing. I'm gonna probably have to say Clemson and Texas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I you really ain't got no arguments there.
Yeah.
I Texas.
No, I think between those two, and you throw Penn State in, I think all three of those are basically the same basket. They all had that. I mean, well,
They
I
like
wouldn't say
historical
I wouldn't.
programs,
Man,
like you
it's
I'm
a
not gonna
lot
expecting.
of
say
Yeah.
most disappoint. I'm not gonna say most disappointing, but I'm gonna throw LSU in the hat as well. They're not the most disappointing, but they're not far off. Because again, especially after week one, I felt like Brian Kelly. I don't know if y'all remember the press conference.
you might
I
well
mean, he
throw
was he
Florida
was.
State in there.
But see, you know what? But I
Yeah,
never had any
based off of week
expectations.
one. I'm saying based off
Yeah.
of week one. That's what
I
I'm saying.
I still knew it was
Okay.
Fugazi though. I just
Okay.
like let me tell you, I think that we buried Mike Norvell as a coach 2 years ago,
Hmm.
Georgia in that bowl game. I still think we buried him as a coach. And so I don't think he's recovered from that. The program hadn't recovered. I think that, they're gonna have to turn the page after this year. They won against Bama. Clearly we saw that was a damn fluke. But it happens. They've lost like what, 3 or 4 out of their last 5 games. They're going in the toilet, So they about where I thought they would be. The only exception is that they beat Bama.
Mm.
Yeah. They ready for the
So
season to be over with.
oh, for sure. For sure.
Mhm.
I definitely think so. I think because again, we got some big time jobs opening up this year. And so I kind of want to segue into that, man. How do y'all, and I'm gonna start with you, Charlotte. We just take, a couple of the really big jobs, obviously. Like what chess pieces do you see being moved, or who do you see going to some of those? We can go Penn State. We'll say Penn State, LSU, and Florida to start.
Penn State, LSU, and Florida. Uh well, it's kind of tough to say because I mean all of those schools are great programs. I'm talking about big time programs.
Hmm.
And I think they all have the cachet and the financial backing to go after all the top players. It's going to be about fit, and it's going to be about a lot of things that go into it. So I mean, they're going to have their pick of the litter. Each one of those schools is going to have their pick of the litter of all the top candidates.
Right.
But if I had to prioritize, and I don't know if I'm answering your question, but if I had to prioritize where I would go if I was a coach first, based off of fit, setting, and what schools had to offer and how things are put in place, uh,
Hmm.
I think the LSU job is number one for me.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
taking the
Okay.
LSU job number one. I think the recruiting is going to be a lot easier. If I can lock down my state, I feel like I'm doing pretty damn good in recruiting.
For sure.
I think obviously, the financial backing is there. I don't think they have a money issue that they have, and they buying out their coach. They paying him $54 million to get the hell on. So I don't think they have no problem. I don't think they got no problem with money. And I already know the LSU administration is behind football. It's a football school first.
For sure.
So I'm gonna prioritize LSU first. Then I will probably go Penn State, then Florida.
Okay. Okay. So staying there, who do you think lands at LSU?
Cal, that's so tough because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think the landscape has stopped moving. I think there's gonna be a few more firings and a few more positions that come open. Not to say that they're gonna be bigger and better than LSU, but still, though, once again, it's about fit. The biggest name may not necessarily be the right fit because honestly, Chip Kelly probably got the biggest name of all of these coaches that are currently going to be available. But I ain't trying to hire Chip Kelly.
What about Kiffin? Lane Kiffin.
They don't want
I don't think, but he's not available, so that's why I didn't mention him. But I don't think Kiffin's going. Well,
you can always pay to make somebody available.
Yeah, I just don't think
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think it would have to be some money like that you just can't turn down, like some 15, 16 kind of mid. Because right now Kirby Smart is the highest paid college football coach at 13.5. Ryan Day is second at 12.5.
Right.
These guys have national between the two of these guys. You're talking about 3 national championships. Lane Kiffin doesn't have a playoff appearance. If I'm
that's true though, but the market is always being reset. It's just like it's easy to say. We can say, you know what, Patrick Mahomes by far should easily be the highest paid player in football. But he may set the market, but at some point, Lamar win an MVP or two. They say, you know what, we're gonna give him a little bit more. So I think that Lane is gonna be able to get a little bit more. I just don't know. It just depends on how much more. Is it gonna be 14 and a half to say,
but that's my point. What I'm saying, it gotta
Yeah.
be something like you can't say no to. Call if Kirby getting 13.5, and you're talking about, which I've heard, but you hear a lot of things. They talking about, right at 15. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you turn that down? If I'm making currently, I think Lane making right around 10.5, 11, I think.
Right.
Like.
Right. So if you're making 10.5, 11, you're gonna have to bump them up. First off, you're coming into the same conference. You really only scooting over another state.
Oh, you're already there. Yeah, you're already there. But that's kind of my point. The program that you currently have, Cal, is better than the program you're going to in terms of the product that they're putting out on the field. Lane Kiffin has won more games the past 2 years, 3 years, and Florida don't won the past 2, 3 years.
For sure. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And that's why I think LSU is gonna pony up and they're gonna bring that checkbook. That's exactly why, because I feel like we looking at it and your thought process is, man, if he can do that at Ole Miss, we got more resources, we got more players in our state, we got more cachet, all of that. Think about what he could do here. So
I'm gonna hold my response, and I'm gonna let Pot go, but I'm gonna hold my response. But I got 2 coaches, Cal, who I know I will go after, but they both are alumni and they need to be re-upped.
Okay. Pot, who you think gonna get the Florida job?
I think they're gonna ante up and holler at Lane.
Lane too.
They're gonna ante up. They're gonna ante up and bring him in. I mean, he got ties all over the SEC. Plus, when he coached at FAU.
That's a good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's man. You send him back to Florida, big money. Let me get a little bit more than my boy Kirby. Yeah, they
I
gonna
mean, let me tell you, you just hit on something for me. He do kind of give you a Steve Spurrier kind of
yeah,
2.0
that's the
kind of
old ball
feel
coach
to him. You know
3000.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Talk a
yeah.
lot of shit. Talk a lot of shit. You know what I'm
And he wants
saying?
you to
And
be against him and they beat you, and he gonna say something slick every time. He
right,
gonna play with
right.
his cap, he gonna say something slick, you know what I'm
But
saying?
but the thing is, it's like, why go to Florida with all the more expectation? I'm a king head Ole Miss. All I'm do is just use this for leverage. If I'm
Man,
getting
it's
10 and a
college
half
football.
right
He a
now,
king. He
y'all
a
just give
king
me
everywhere he go.
13. I'ma chill. Just match me with just give me 30. Like, it don't
Man,
make
it
no
could be
cause
any
in
little
3
thing though. He
years they'll be trying to fire him in
he
Florida if
probably don't
he
even
ain't
like the
getting.
town they live in. Really, he just don't even like the town. He just want to go get into some more sun or something. You know what I'm saying? It could
Right,
be any little
right.
small thing. His wife like, baby, let's go. I'm ready.
Say, why let Ole Miss let them tell it?
I'm just saying any little thing. You
I'm
know.
gonna be honest with you. I think a lot of wives like wherever my husband is making 10, $11 million a year.
Oh, and I ain't got the pressure. I'm
But
already
then look, but guess what?
overachieving.
But then when he call you
Yeah,
and say, baby,
I'm in the
baby,
same
go,
conference. I get the same cut of the pie
go spend that
already.
too. Baby, I'm finna give you 2 million to go spend. These folks finna give me 14.3
Man,
a
when you
year.
making 10 and 15, that shit all the same.
Finna go make
I'm
14.3.
gonna be honest with you. The biggest thing is setting yourself up for the buyout. So I think now college coaches, you got to go. I think where listen because
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just
most
They
saying
no
that
what
hating
shit
I'm
on
over
saying
with.
is
buyouts. They hating on them buyouts.
most places you're hired to be fired. You know what I'm saying? Even think about it like this. Think of all the great shit that Kirby done done since he been here. We lose 3 games last year, go to the playoffs. People are like, oh man, Kirby losing it. Kirby, oh man, we ain't so man, them boys ain't as good as
Outdated.
they used to be. Like,
Outdated.
goddamn, the man that won 2 national championships in the last 4 years. And we just ready to like he just done lost it all of a sudden.
Cal, you hit
So
it on the head. But to your point, Cal, moving forward, like literally this year moving forward, like, this is the year that shit finna change. Like the way coaches' contracts are drawn now, you ain't finna have those
yeah,
buyouts no more. You finna get
right.
2 and 3 year kind of country. You ain't finna get these 5, 6, and these big. You ain't finna that
Hey,
shit finna go out the door. They
that
learning
buyout
from their
Okay.
money.
mistake part. It's so much more money they got to be reallocated to players. So they got to
Right.
they got to figure. You know what I'm saying? So the
Right.
buyouts are not gonna be like they used to be.
Right.
Hey
Right.
man, they want
Right.
to buy out for 70 million. Let them buy it out.
Man,
Let them
these
buy it out.
folks
What you
is
gonna pay me to
crazy.
leave? You better give me 50 to leave? Okay,
Right.
check.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take that
You don't
50
need no security
and I'm
guard
gonna
to
go.
escort me or nothing. I'm going to get my
I'm gonna
stuff.
go. I'm gonna go talk on ESPN. Get me to check.
Or,
Just I'm gonna go just talk
or
about
just take
football.
a year off and go coach again next year, which is what they basically do.
You heard what my boy
Yeah,
say. I'm
yeah,
gonna get a job. I ain't through coaching.
It's
for
just
sure,
about where you want to
I'm gonna get
coach
a
it.
job.
You know what I'm
for
saying? That's what it
sure,
really be about.
for sure. So,
Ching, ching.
so speaking of that, I know,
Oh,
Shawty,
and
you
hold
said
on.
you
And
had
the,
two.
and the
Go ahead.
LSU job, not to jump off.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Who you got?
Me personally, since he got SEC ties, I think they're gonna try to get James Franklin in the building from Penn State. That's a good atmosphere for them.
I wouldn't do it.
Strictly Benio.
You can't do it at Penn State. I don't need you to come back down here with it. I'm straight on that.
He was doing it.
No,
I
you know
mean,
what? James Franklin
he
does
was
deserve another
104.
job.
He was 104
Listen,
and
Not
45,
and
man.
not
How did you
LSU.
not do that
yeah.
for the program?
Listen, Pine, you're right. James Franklin deserves another coaching job. The problem with James Franklin is he had 12 years. He had the same problem for 12 years that he couldn't
Ever
fix.
win the
And
big
that's
game.
a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. And I don't
The
think
man went
LSU need
104
to
and
get
45.
somebody. Yeah, he gonna get a job, but my thing is he gonna get a job at like to me, like maybe
Sometimes you
like
just can't get past them
UCLA,
teams when you run up
maybe
on
like
Like I can see him.
UCLA.
Like frankly, I can see him taking the Arkansas job. Like that.
Me
About
too.
he
Arkansas.
take something like
He
that.
need a kind of a prove it job for
Yeah,
me.
he got to take a little bit of a step back. He can be at a
Yeah,
major
I
power
agree.
5, but it can't be no marquee power 5.
The only one that the only one that I might potentially say I would is Florida State. I could potentially see Florida State as a
Yeah,
landing spot
just
for him.
because of the state of their program, I wouldn't be. I can see that, but because they ain't,
Yeah,
they've been in shambles for shit 10 years at this point. So I get,
yeah. But
I'm with
but
you.
the
I'm
LSU
coaching at Florida
Florida
State next year.
LSU Florida, I think it's too risky. I think it's too risky. He ain't getting 12 years nowhere else to get it right.
Man.
He ain't getting 12 years. So I like Arkansas. You know, he gonna need some kind of like prove it job where he can go to Arkansas, maybe win a few games, overachieve, and then maybe bounce that into something else. But I don't think I want to take him from Penn State and then bring him to LSU. I don't see that. To me, that's like bringing in like Brian Kelly again.
So my two guys, Cal, they both alumni at their current schools, and I'm imagining that they're both gonna get bumps up. They should.
Okay, who you got?
We already talked about like if I'm LSU, well, he would be 3 actually. He would be 3 to your point. I forgot about him, but he would be 3. But I'm going after, but I wouldn't take him over these two guys. But if I'm LSU, I'm going after my boy at Louisville, who is an alumni. Braun. I'm going after Jeff Braun. Okay. And Brent Key, who's an alumni at Tech. Them my two top candidates. I'm going after if I'm a program that's trying to, if I know I'm there and I just need that right fit, like a who we talking about.
So emotional, man. Yeah.
Man, that's what I'm saying, but it's just the alumni. I get that, but you gotta throw that money out there, folks.
Listen, if I'm with you,
Georgia Tech got that bread now.
No,
they might try to be like,
I'm stretching Georgia Tech thin for Brent Key. I'm gonna be honest with you. I agree with y'all. That's a good call again. I'm coming with the bag to at minimum double his salary, and y'all gonna have to pony up.
Yeah, he only gets 4.5 at Georgia Tech. Come on, man.
So you come to, let's say, to an SEC school, we can easily bang y'all 9 to 10
off the muscle. Yeah, he get 8
off the muscle. And I don't give a damn where you went to school or where you played. That double the amount of money is gonna be like shit. Shit. Let's get the packing.
Right.
Y'all gonna have to pony up, Tech. Y'all just ain't gonna be able to just sit on this $4.5 million. You know what I'm saying, to ride that out.
Yeah. That's some assistants out here getting that. Like,
yeah, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Coach getting 2.5.
I'm sure I'm trying to. They like Jeff Brom and Brent Key. They gonna have to tell me no.
I agree.
I'm going in there with my best offer for both of them.
Good calls. I agree with that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, a school like Arkansas can probably come in and give you like 8, 9. That's Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
I think Sam will get 7.5. I think Sam will get 7.
Kentucky.
Right.
Give you that.
You know what I'm saying? So shit, I'm stretching Tech then. Tech, if y'all really want to be good and relevant, stay relevant in football, y'all gonna have to pay.
Yeah.
Y'all have to pay. That's a good call, right?
He done already over, you know what I'm saying, overplay his salary, overcoach his salary in 2 years.
For sure. Easily.
He came in the door. He came in the door like, well, we're gonna make some changes around here.
But you saw it instantly.
Yeah. You could tell because I remember the last few coaches, especially the last one that they got, the guy that came down from Temple, he was just more of a he was a rah-rah what you call it, kind of a speech kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? And he just I think it was Collins. I think it was Collins, some Collins. But yeah, you could just see Brent Key. There was just a confident, that kind of a quiet confidence that he had, and you could just start to tell over time, like, damn, Tech different. You know what I'm saying? And then now that they're starting to get these players, you know what I'm saying? Again, back to the NIL, they can, pick and choose guys that fit their system and their scheme. And so Brent Key definitely is a guy to watch out for this year. I think that's a good call with that. Damn good call with that. So real quick, man, we hit, man. We about 50 minutes in, we rolling, man. Let's hit this stock market real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? Give me two that you buying more stock in, Shawty, and two that you dropping off this week. If you got two on both ways.
Yeah, cause this is a new week. I don't know who I'm dropping as of now, but I'll probably speak more on the buying. Probably if I'm buying any more stock of anyone, I think after the proof is in the pudding. After licking and licking, I think I'm gonna probably pinch a little bit of that BYU stock. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much
Okay.
higher. I don't know how much it's gonna. I don't know how much higher it has an opportunity to rise. But I think it's a stock worth looking into, and maybe trying to pitch off another, 20-30%. It might move another, from 12 to maybe 9, you know what I'm saying? So I don't mind making it, 20-30% where I can. So I'm looking to buying probably with that BYU stock,
Okay.
for sure. And I think I'm gonna tell you what I am gonna do. And they're gonna be a quick flip. Just a very quick flip. And if you know about stocks, you know what quick flips are. I think I'm gonna buy a little bit of this Georgia Tech stock,
Okay.
but I
Okay.
think I want to sell it in the next 2 weeks
Okay.
because I got a feeling they're gonna trip up somewhere. And I want to
Okay.
bring up their schedule, but I guess I could pull it up. But I think I'm gonna
Okay.
buy a little Georgia Tech and a little BYU stock.
Okay. Little
Did you
Tech,
want
little
you said
BYU.
selling or just buying right now?
Yeah, go ahead and throw them out there since you know what I'm saying, you rolling good. Give me two that you're selling.
Oh yeah, I would say in terms of this week, what I'm selling. I mean, I don't know. I like what I have.
Okay.
If I had to sell some stock, when I already sold my Texas stock, so I would say sell Texas stock. But I already sold that. Wow. Come back to me with the sale. Come back to me with the sale. Sale.
Okay. All right, let's roll with you, Pot man. Who you got two stocks that you either buying more of or two stocks that you just buying?
Well, you already know. I'm dropping the whole mother load. I just dropped some more on BYU. Just bought some more. You already know.
Mm. So
Okay.
how you
Nothing
like to
wrong with
see
that. Hey
how you
man,
think it's gonna
hey,
go?
hey, you done
Bro, they
made a
all
lot
the
of
way
money
up.
so far.
They all the
Hmm.
way up. I'm telling you, bro. You talking about some
I'm
two
saying how
weeks,
much
bro.
higher you thinking they're gonna go or could go?
Bro, they can go up another 5, 8x.
So they with 12 now, right? I think
No,
they 12. I'm talking about
they at
ranking. They
10.
12,
10.
10. Okay, so
10.
10. So you think they can
Mhm.
move up to like 3 or 4 type stuff?
Nah.
Well, you said 8x, but I got you.
I mean,
Okay.
to me, I'm just saying, like, they can get in the top. They can get in the top 8,
Okay.
maybe
So that
top
so that,
6.
that what I was just saying, but I was I can buy and
Yeah.
make like a 20 to 30% kind of
Yeah,
gain there
it
move.
depends on how much you buy.
Okay.
You might.
All
I'm
right.
telling you, you ain't scared to put that bread down. I mean, you might get
Well,
you some.
the percentages are still gonna be the percentages. It don't matter what you put
Yeah, but
down. But yeah.
if you had to call it when I called it, then
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna go to
Hey,
Jamaica, but they having a storm. Shout out to the people in Jamaica. You know, they having a bad little storm.
yeah, yeah. Be safe in Jamaica for sure.
And yeah, and I got me a quick flip too. And I had to sit back and look at it and observe some things, and he showed me something here and there. So I was like, okay, so got me a little quick flip to see, brother. We both thinking like on the same page sometimes. So I'm gonna buy some of that Pavia, man. I'm gonna go
Mm.
ahead. Yeah. I'm gonna go and grab a little bit. I'm gonna take about a good 35-40% of that and see what it do. Give him a couple of weeks, see if I can make something real quick.
Who they got this weekend? Tennessee or is it Oklahoma?
Vandy is off this weekend.
Yeah, he get to heal up a little more because they had a nice game
So
over
that
Mizzou.
No, I'm sorry. No. I apologize. No, Vandy plays at Texas.
Okay, that would have where Texas and Oklahoma got.
Yeah, Vandy 7-1 Vandy at 6-2 Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. And Tennessee play Oklahoma. Okay.
What, Texas ranked 20?
20. So I think Manny, he was in concussion protocol, so I'm not sure what it's looking like for him playing.
Yeah.
You know,
we're gonna take the medical red shirt.
And to your point, Pot, though, that might not be a bad idea because if you buy that little Vandy stock and they beat Texas, that shit gonna probably, it ain't gonna shoot up high, but it's definitely gonna become a much more valuable stock. I can see, you know what I'm saying, depending on what happened in front of them. But I can see them probably, that definitely is a very big, how can I say, good for their branding to beat Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
So I think that motivation. I'm like, you know what? I can go over here and be smart and play some good football.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I like
it. Who come out of that school? Lawyers? What they mastering it?
Lawyers, doctors, a lot of doctors for sure.
They the tech of the SEC. They the tech of the SEC.
SEC, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But no, I like that. That's a good start to short. I like that.
Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting. You know, they got a road test this week again at Texas. Tough environment. So I definitely think that's gonna be that's a big game. I mean, that's gonna be a tough game. And so again, that's gonna be where we talk about where guys could make statements. That's a game that Pavia can make a statement. It's gonna be a game on ABC. Texas is a huge brand. So he can go out there and make a statement. You know, this could be a Heisman moment for him this particular weekend. So I'm definitely going to be locked in on that game. So real quick, I'm gonna just fly through real quick, man. We going up against it, man. Do you guys have any stocks that you just gonna drop completely? Anybody just fell off the board where you just feel like, you know what, they trash, I was wrong, I got to get them out of my portfolio?
I did most of that last week.
When I got rid of
State,
all them, I got rid of that. Yeah.
Okay. So we got rid of all the trash last week. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, we going in the week 9-10. We better have the trash cleaned up.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's gonna be some more shockers out there. Believe that.
I'm looking at the rankings. I don't know what I got that's currently in here that I would sell. Like I'm holding everything I got now. I'm pretty much holding and buying more of. I kind of got rid of everything last week.
Okay.
Now that Notre Dame, but we held the Notre Dame start. That's right. We held that. Me and Cal both held. So
we had number 12.
So now that I hadn't thought about it, but I don't know how much it can rise. That Virginia stock, Louisville stock.
Not quite still sold on them yet. I saw some of the Virginia. They had a lot of struggle with North Carolina. North Carolina's trash to me this year, so I'm still not quite just sold on them yet. You know, like they had an overtime win against North Carolina, and that was, Belichick goes for 2, doesn't get it, team loses. So. Never had any stock on Belichick, but anybody who did, I hope you sold it. But I'm also going to say, too, this is the team that I've dropped some stock in. I had some stock early in them, but I kept a little bit left over, but I'm done with all my Oklahoma stock. It's all gone.
I sold that last week.
Yeah, it's all gone. I kept a few shares, but Mateer, he's been disappointing coming down the stretch. So I sold all my.
They got a big game. They beat Tennessee. That's that thing gonna rise up, Cal.
I know. I don't think they're gonna beat Tennessee. So
fair enough.
Let it all go now. So
but to y'all point, everything done kind of settled in. To be honest, like we're in that point of the year where you don't probably got rid of most. Like everything done kind of, if it's trash, it's trash. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's definitely revealed itself.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, man, that was some good college football talk, man. I just want to take a quick second. I know, I guess this past weekend we had the No Limit versus the Cash Money versus. I didn't have an opportunity to look at it. I think both of y'all did, right?
I
Yeah.
did.
Oh, y'all did. Okay, perfect. So, Pot, man, what you get from it, man? That take us back to our day, college days. You know what I'm saying? We was out having a good time in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did you get from the verses this week?
I mean, most definitely the timeline. I mean, considering our age and our, era, I could feel both sides. But you could look at it depending on how you was looking at it. I mean, if you looked at it as a competition, you probably gonna be a little bit disappointed because it was more of
Mm,
of more like a celebration of Louisiana. You know,
okay, okay.
we're 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 both on the stage at the same time. Now, me as being a fan on the outside looking in, I was more, you know, was like, damn, they both are on the stage at one time. No beef, no police, no security, no one in between them trying to stop them. But at the same time, it was more like No Limit held their own as far as like we the big bro. Don't forget, we started this shit before y'all really
Hmm.
started rapping, regardless of what you say. Birdman tried to say a little line once a time, but he started the stunting, the diamonds in the teeth, tattoos in the face, and all that, like the jury. But he keep forgetting the shit. It wasn't about that. P still had he had every person in the world was trying to get TRU across their stomach. He had everybody saying, I'm about it, rowdy, rowdy. You know, he was the ice cream man. He showed you how to hustle from those streets, from the murder capital of the world, and let's go mainstream with it. He the first one to try to make movies, first one tried to get the clothes, moved on to other endeavors in life. When his son got
Hmm.
older, turned him on to do what he had to do. Put
Hmm.
other people on. Every time you bought a No Limit album, you had 10, 15 different people coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. So that means guess what? You out here working. But it take time to make those photos and how they was making the different album covers and stuff at that time. Like he was before his time with the graphics and all that stuff, how they was putting it out. Beats by the pound,
Hmm.
putting it out. Like for every song that Cash Money had, No Limit had a rebuttal for
Mm.
it. And I
Okay.
mean, and you was gonna be like, oh man. And
Mm.
P was talking that real, like he was talking that real murder, getting money, selling dope shit. Like y'all talking about girls over here pee popping, getting back hard, how you having sex with them and all that. No, that ain't what it's about. But P hit him with some of that real deal. Mia X came out. She held her own as a female, still the only female on the stage. No other
Right.
female, only one holding it down. And she rapped on about maybe 4 songs.
That's
The
what's
good one.
up.
It's on the good one. So they had a nice little selection. It was to me personally, like I say, it was cool. I get to see both sides on stage at one time. I didn't see no beef with nobody. Everybody seemed like they were cool. Everybody's older and more mature now. You know,
Hmm.
we both all survived the Katrina events. Our friends getting killed, homies getting killed, brothers, sisters, daddies, mamas
Hmm.
dying, getting killed, nieces and nephews, people we know on drugs. God selected y'all to be here for a reason. Because y'all could have been amongst those numbers and won't be here. Kelvin Miller didn't make it. They kept screaming RIP Kelvin Miller the whole time. Now they're screaming free Pimp C.
Hmm.
RIP Soldier Slim. RIP Pimp
Hmm.
C. You see what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So it could be
For sure.
all types of other revenues and other ways around, but they, as grown men, like they need to be, they all held it down. I gotta give it to them. They all held it down. They, like I say, good selection of songs on both sides. But like I say, for every song Cash Money had that they thought that was rocking, it was cool. You Bob Jug, however you took
Hmm.
it. But when No
Mm-hmm.
Limit broke it down. And also, it wasn't just about those two. You still had where it was like KLC and Manny Fresh, the pioneers behind all of that good verses y'all hearing. This beat that got everybody really rocking and jugging and all. They the ones, they the sound. You see what I'm saying? They the
Mm-hmm.
voice, but we the sound. So you had
Okay.
a nice little beef with KLC and Manny Fresh. They were talking back and forth, this and that, and it was cool. You go back and watch it on YouTube, man. It was nice. You know, it wasn't no beef when nothing going on in the crowd that we couldn't see. I hope nothing went edited when I saw it. But I mean, it
Okay.
was a nice event, man. It was a nice event. I like how it ended. Everybody shook hands, and you know, if it was beef somewhere in between because they were young and dumb, they didn't understand what was going on. We just living by the code of the street. We living by the code of the project where I live over here. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
mean,
Right. Okay.
everybody probably go through a small phase in their life sometimes where they feel like I'm repping my hood, but then when you get older, it's like, man, I was doing some stupid stuff.
Right. Right. Well,
Yeah.
it sounded like it was a good show, man. It sounded like it was a good production, man. Shaw, you got anything that you want to add to that?
Oh man, yeah, I watched it, man. I think it was, ultimately, overall, my opinion, I think it was good for the culture. It was good to see. We all knew it was, a divide between those two record labels being from the, same state, different
Mm-hmm.
parts of the city. You know what I'm saying? We all know what they done, Master P, and so shout out to Master P and Birdman for doing what they have done. But ultimately, man, if I had to give out MVPs, it would be Juvenile and Mia X. Uh, they really the only two ones that brought the show. Everybody else was kind of, well, I don't want to say everybody else, but no one else brought the kind of energy and the kind of nostalgia that those two brought. Um, and overall, I've seen a lot of the verses. I want to say all of them, but I could have missed a few. And I'm just gonna say, man, this one could have been better. I expected more. It was. I know that we up in age, but that shit was kind of. You know what I'm saying? I think it had to do a lot with possibly the location. I wish they would have had it in Louisiana. I think it was in Las Vegas, and I just think they had a big part to do with it.
Man, look,
Uh,
that was
you
the
know,
safest. That probably
Louisiana,
one of the
them
safest spots
them
they could have
streets
had.
might have them streets might have got involved if it was in
Man,
Louisiana.
that
I
That
probably
mean,
one
that
of the
might have
safest.
but
Yeah,
but
yeah,
but I
yeah.
think it was more of a scheduling thing. But I could be
Oh, okay.
in terms of
Okay.
what the Superdome had on their schedule and what couldn't
I
be
don't know
done. I
about
think
all
that's what
that.
I heard. But
Okay.
what I'm saying is, and plus,
I don't know
not
about that.
having Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying, Turk obviously, but not having Lil Wayne for sure, and No Limit missing Mystical, you know what I'm saying, and C Murder. It was what it was, but I just think it wasn't the same. It's almost like I want to say it's the same, but it's almost kind of like having UGK when it's just Bun B with no Pimp C.
Mm.
Nah, but you gotta think too, though, man. Everybody old as shit. We 48 years old, so how the hell? How old you think P them is? For them to get out there and deliver how they deliver, remember they
I mean,
verses and they words.
it wasn't no delirium track. It was more goddamn. I guarantee you would have cut. I guarantee you would have cut that goddamn music off. They were probably saying about 25% of their words, maybe
Nah,
30.
P was spitting, but I mean, you need
You just
the
saw Pete
music to
doing
go
it,
with you like that, though. I mean, but they at least they had the levels. They had the levels to where when you did speak in the mic, you you can hear what the people talking about.
Yeah.
Stage presence was there. I mean, shit, it was there. I mean, you can't knock that for them to be 50 something years old. It can still
No, that
perform
that
where
that
they
comes to
perform.
my point. I'm not disagreeing with you. I will say I think it was cool for what it was, but
Yeah, it would be
it
cool to see Jordan play basketball, but at the end of the day, he's 60.
right.
That's
You
pretty
know
much
what I'm
what you're saying,
saying?
right?
See
That's what you're
Jordan play
Yeah.
saying.
basketball against who though? That's what I'm saying. It got to be another 60-year-old. It can't be
Against
no.
Magic Johnson.
It's kind of
That ain't no
like
matchup.
it's
You
kind of
know,
like
you
singers.
don't
Like
match up.
singers have a longer longevity. You can see your singer for a much longer time, but at some point when you see a certain singer and you just know when you know the original and what it sound and what it is and the note they supposed to be hitting, and they ain't hitting the motherfucker, they don't switched it up and let the music play or something. You just know, it ain't the same. So all this shit here.
Yeah,
that don't mean.
Just go look at it.
The ice cream man just don't hit the same as it used to.
You just go look at it and let that be your opinion.
That's all
it's all good. Just my damn opinion, man. Damn good
cool,
show. I'm gonna have to go back and check it out though.
But but to my point, that's what I'm saying. Like Juvie and Mia X, all points hit. That's what I'm getting at. They were the MVP.
Juvie, he was the only one really on the Cash Money side. Where they just kept coming with most of his stuff because
nobody else.
Wayne wasn't there. They played a couple of songs to where they let. If you notice that they played a song or two. They played a song.
And shouldn't have done that. Why would you play a Millie and Wayne ain't there? You played a Millie like Wayne was gonna pop out or some shit.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, oh, y'all think he here? Like he finna come out the damn ceiling or something.
But that was like Versus is like not just about music.
Oh, they probably would have got it.
Versus is not just about music. They both had shit in their catalog that they could have played, but it was just about who was there and what they had. Versus is a little bit more about performance, all that. That's what I'm getting at. If you just there for the nostalgia, it was cool to see them there all for the. That was cool. But as a versus, as a performance, like I saw the Isley Brothers versus, I think who was it? The Earth, Wind, and Fire, I think, or somebody like it was somebody like that. Well, that shit was crazy. And goddamn Ron Island didn't move no more. Ron Island didn't move no more than a 3-foot radius.
Still got that voice.
That's what I'm saying. It was just the performance, the stage presence, and what they did, hitting note for note.
And that's what No Limit came in. That's what I'm trying to tell you. To me, No Limit did they thing. Everybody who performed, they verse on whatever song they were that were rocking. They ain't had no problem. Fiend was still sounding like Fiend.
One song.
I mean, but it don't matter. That one song count. That one song was on the playlist. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might not get but that one time. So get what? Make that one time be your best time.
I'm with you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, but I was talking about the features. Like the features was Master P and Mia X on No Limit side.
No.
Yeah, it was. Master P was damn near on every song, every other song, but not every song. He was for sure the
goddamn ice cream man. That's Master. I'm Mr. No Limit.
Oh, I just said that. You like no he wasn't.
But everybody else, Mia X didn't do but like 3 or 4 songs, bro. Them folks had like 10, 12 songs they did.
Why did?
Listen,
who were the best two? Who were the best 2 people consistently on No Limit,
bro? Why would you sit here and ask me the same question we already don't answer?
Right. We got Charlotte Parker versus the real AP.
You literally saying the same thing I'm saying, but some kind of way you saying it differently. Well, yeah.
I like it. I like it.
So, Cal, can I add that question? So, you ultimately think in your opinion, who won? No Limit?
Right, the whole overall. If I just had to choose overall, it'd be No Limit. Yes,
I figured that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. No limit. Okay. Well, versus, y'all go check it out there. You know what I'm saying? But I was gonna say, man, great show, fellas. Man, I like how it ended. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got a little back and forth with the verses. See it a little bit differently. So I like it. I'm gonna have to go back and check it out and check back in next week on that. But we come to the end of the segment, man. Shit. Man,
I think No Limit won ultimately. To be honest, I think they won ultimately, but it just wasn't much to judge. That's kind of the point I was saying. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's like 2 win football teams playing against each other.
Hey, Cal. What you said last night? You like What you said about the 10-3 game? What you said?
Oh, the defense gonna be lights out. We
Yeah,
gonna win 10-3.
it kind of that analogy.
Somebody had to win. I got you. I got you. I got you. That's what's up, man. So I just wanted to first off, man, give a shout out, man. Appreciate taking over the wheel for the show, man. It was fun. It was a good ride. Good content in the show. Just like always, man. Y'all out there, we appreciate you chiming in, listening. Just my damn opinion. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that button. Tell a friend, tell a cousin, auntie, tell them. Listen in, man. We got some good content in here, man. And so I'm gonna go ahead and Pot, man, you let the people know anything you want to let them know before we get up out of here.
Yes, first of all, thank y'all for checking in on this Hump Day Wednesday. Like always, it's been my pleasure. Uh, Cool Cal, thank you, brother, for taking that wheel and driving this bus and whipping it like you always do with the pinpoint Sturman. And my brother from another mother, like always, man, I'ma always love you. High, low, it don't matter. In or out, cold or goddamn hot. You still my partner and my brother. So my boy TP, Shouty P, we all there. We here, we everywhere. You understand? So hit that like, hit subscribe, hit that bell to get notified.
Hell
YAYO
yeah.
one
Love it.
Chapo Instagram. Hit me up. I'm out here. And if you need a dog, uh, E-Raw, I know you carrying that bullshit dog, man, but come holler at me for a real one that bites somebody, okay? Oh,
Oh,
shout out to Between the Hedges. You can find me out there. I'm in the chat. That's where I'm at on Tuesdays, and I'm in there. See you.
that's what's up. The real AP, Shotty Parker. I'm gonna go ahead and let you bring it home for us.
Yeah, man. That was awesome. Yeah, man. You can obviously find me on tonight, Wednesday nights with the crew, man. Cool, Cal, greatest fan, man. My partner AP, brother from another mother, and on Respect the Hedges, man. On Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock, man, and sometimes on Monday nights. On I forgot what the other show is, but for sure on those particular nights, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It was a another blast, man. I enjoyed it, man, and shit. Anytime, man. Y'all know how we do it, man. Anybody, shit. This a 3-wheel car, man.
That's right. That's right. So we appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate everybody out there, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. Good night. We'll see you next week.
Y'all be easy, man. Everybody hit that like, subscribe, but I always know we need to say it more.